Hey guys, welcome to Dacey's Garage. So today we're going to be doing a full interior detail on this Vauxhall Insignia. And it's going to be a slightly longer video than normal because this interior really is in a bad state. So let's take a quick look. Nope, this is once and finished. Alright, hang on a second.
2 hours later.
Right, that's better. So, as you can see, the car is in a really bad state in the interior. And I can totally understand why the owner wants it cleaned. So while we're sitting watching all this footage of before the car was cleaned, and you guys sitting there thinking, rather you than me, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button because I'm going to need as much help as I can to clean the rest of this car. So, let's get into it. Step 1, we'll be giving the car a hoover. So because the seats had gravel on them for whatever reason, I decided to give them a hoover first because obviously getting in and out of a car doing a detail, the last thing I wanted to do was damage the seats. And we'll revisit the seats later with the extractor and drill brush to get rid of all the stains. So next what we're going to do is we're going to get the car mats out of the way and we'll clean them separately. We're going to pick up all the loose rubbish that's kicking about in the car, which there is a lot of in this car, so that it doesn't completely block the hoover when we try and hoover it. So now with all the hoover blocking rubbish out of the way, it's time to crack on with a much more detailed and comprehensive hoover of the entire car. And I don't know about you guys, but I always find this one of the most satisfying parts of any detail that I ever do. So always remember and slide the seat forward and get in the sides of the seat rails and at the back of the seat itself because it's usually quite a key area for dirt. And in the last couple of videos that I've shot, I haven't actually shown this, but it's a part of the detail that I always do. So although this attachment to the drill does look remarkably like a loo brush, it is phenomenally good at getting into all the corners of the carpets where a lot of the ingrained dirt is. So that's what I'm doing just now, just to lift off as much of it as I can before hoovering all the carpets again and moving on to the next step. Now, although the owner of the vehicle did tell me that they were going to replace the car mats once I'd finished the detail, I thought I'd give them a quick going over anyway. And as you'll see from this footage just now, it took me a lot longer to get them actually in a decent shape than I thought it would, so I kind of regret my decision to have done this. But it did look good in the end, so it was all worth it. And the reason why it took so much longer is I don't understand what Vauxhall make their car mats out of, but it is the stickiest material ever and it holds as much dirt as it can without giving very little up. Which is phenomenally irritating when you're trying to clean a car mat properly. So if anybody from Vauxhall's listening to this, could you please change the material you make your car mats out of? That'd be great.
Following our hearts, so then we take a ride wherever. I always try to let my spirit fly away. That's the only way to get that high always. If you're looking for trouble.
Right, so now we're going to turn our attention to the car seats because they're so badly stained. And what I'm using here is a carpet stain remover mixed at a ratio of 4:1. And because the seats are so heavily stained, I'm going to use quite a lot of the solution, and then I'm going to use the drill brush to agitate as much of the seat as I can before using the extractor to remove all the dirt, grime and all the water from the seat. Now, as you can see in some of the clips here, I was actually having to use more of the stain remover solution than I thought I would have to, just to get a decent amount of foam when I was attacking it with the drill brush. But that's okay, because the extractor will just lift off as much of it as you apply to the seat, as long as you make enough passes.
Fingers are numb. I always try to let my spirit fly away. That's the only way to get that high.
Now, the small but mighty extractor that I'm using is a Vauxhall Spot Clean Pro, and it really is a great little extractor. I would highly recommend it to anybody looking to do this type of work. And what I'll do is I'll leave a link to it and all the other products that I use in the video down in the description for you guys to check out. Now, as I mentioned a minute ago, the more passes you make with the extractor, the drier the seat's going to be, because it's obviously going to lift out more liquid. So it depends on how fast you need the car back to the customer, or how fast you want to sit back in your own seat, as to how many passes you make. And for this car, the customer wanted their car back at the end of the day, so I had to make as many passes as I could to try and dry the seats out. I have to say, I really was pleased with how these seats turned out. I mean, they looked like new by the time I'd finished this whole process, which is an absolute win. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this at the hoovering stage or not, but I genuinely thought I was dealing with stuck-in chewing gum here. But it actually turns out it was just a mint or something like that had got stuck in the carpet, so this was actually quite an easy thing to remove. And I just treated it in the exact same way as I did with the seats. Carpet stain remover, followed by a drill brush, followed by an extraction, and it looked just like new. So now we're going to turn our attention to all the plastics in the car and get them all nice and clean. And for that, what we're going to use is Meguiar's all-purpose cleaner, mixed at a ratio of 10:1 this time, so it's not too aggressive on the plastics, and agitate all the plastics with a soft bristle brush before wiping away with a clean microfiber towel. What the soft bristle brush is really good for is getting into all the nooks and crannies in the door cards and all the plastics. It gets out a lot of dirt that you just wouldn't get otherwise. It's also really great for getting into the speaker covers as well, to get in the gaps of the speaker covers. I would highly recommend using a soft bristle brush for doing this level of clean on your car.
I got this feeling like it's starting now, starting now. I feel adventurous with you.
So again, for the rest of the plastics in the car, we're going to do the exact same thing, dashboard and all. Soft bristle brush and Meguiar's all-purpose cleaner mixed 10 to 1. Now what to do for the more intricate parts of the dash is actually spray the all-purpose cleaner onto the actual brush itself, not onto the dashboard direct, because what you really don't want is for the all-purpose cleaner to get into the gaps of the electronics and start messing around with the wiring of the car.
We could run away across the ocean. Baby, what you say? We can leave today. Anywhere we'll go, we'll be alright. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. Doesn't matter if we make mistakes, which I can promise that we'll do. Just hold my hand and we will be okay. Yeah, it's true. 'Cause we got all the time in the world. For better or worse, we should stay together. So let's stay young and in love.
Now because cup holders are always just a really dirty place to clean, I always use a lot more all-purpose cleaner than I would on the rest of the dashboard, etc. And agitate it an awful lot with a soft bristle brush just to lift off as much of the dirt as I can.
Baby, what you say? We can leave today. Anywhere we'll go.
Now as you can see here, when I cleaned out the inside of the cup holders, the microfiber towel was so dirty, I decided it was a better idea just to break out a new microfiber towel before removing all the rest of the all-purpose cleaner. Typically in a detail this complex, I'll run through anywhere from about 15 to 20 microfiber towels in a clean, but that's okay because first of all, most of the microfiber towels will be reusable after a wash, but it also means I don't transfer dirt from one part of the car to the other. So now that all the plastics in the car are clean, the next step is to use my Meguiar's Ultimate Interior Detailer to go over all the plastics again, but this time to add a layer of protection to the plastic. So as you can see from the footage, what I'm doing is I'm using the green microfiber towel to actually apply the product to the plastics, and then the yellow microfiber to buff it back off to leave it a nice matte finish, as I'm not really a big fan of super duper shiny plastics. It's not really my thing. So if any of you guys are new to the channel, as well as providing links to the detail and products that I've used in this video, I've also done review videos of all the products that I've used, so you can actually go and check out those videos and see how to apply the products, how good they are, and any tips and tricks there might be to actually applying them and using them. Now at the moment, Meguiar's Ultimate Interior Detailer is my go-to for making sure the plastics are nice and protected and look really nicely finished. But I'm curious to know what you guys use with your detailing or your car cleaning. So if there's any products that you use that you really recommend I should try, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be sure to pick it up and I'll give it a review, and then I'll use it on a detail and let you guys know what I think.
A different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care. Would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But
So this clip here is really just to show you guys how fantastic a finish you can get if you apply the right techniques when cleaning your car. This door and all the interior plastics looked like new by the time I'd finished.
A broken trust got you haunted. The doubt in you was enough to leave me chasing you on and on. But I don't care, I will let you in.
So for the final step of cleaning the interior of the car, the glass windows. And this time I actually remembered to push record, so you guys will get to see me cleaning at least one window. So to clean the windows, I'm using Meguiar's Ultimate Glass Cleaner, a lint-free cloth to apply the product to the window, and then a microfiber towel just to buff it back out again to leave a really nice streak-free shine. And although I sounded incredibly smug about the fact that I had actually managed to push record this time, I did forget to lower the window a wee bit and clean the top edge of the glass, which is just a rookie move, and I should have realised that I hadn't done it. I did realise my mistake and I did go back and put the windows down and make sure I got the top edge of the glass, but you guys will just have to believe me that I did.
Oh, what a hopeless case we could be. Yeah.
So now we're just going to take a walk around the car and inspect the handiwork and see how great the car actually came out in the end. And if you've made it to this point in the video, thank you ever so much. You clearly enjoyed it, or at least I hope you did. If you could give it a thumbs up, that'd be great. And if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button for me as well, guys. I really do appreciate all the following that I'm getting at the moment. And if there's any types of videos you guys want to see in the future, leave comments below of what you want to see, what you want me to review, etc. And I'll be sure to try my level best to produce that type of video for you. So with that being said, guys, I'll leave you to see the last little bit of this footage, and I will see y'all in the next video.